Everybody, what's up? How you doing? Brian, it's good to see you. We got familiar faces, new faces on here. So this is something we haven't done in the past. We haven't really done like an invite only sort of deal. And I think if you got messaging from us, it was on purpose because we went through 6,000 or so people in our database and then looked for sales leaders and sales managers and then really handpicked people to invite to this thing. So if you got that, that was the doing of me and Steph and the team and Libby and Skip and Colleen. So I always say the greatest gift you give your strangers your time and attention. You're not really strangers, but you're here. And so we're really thankful for that. So I always want you to leave a little bit better off than you were when you got here. That's always the goal. And today we're going through 3 like specific tool things that I absolutely, as much as I can make you implement, I want you to implement these things we're going to do. 2 are going to be on a PDF. We'll get to you. 1, it will be on my whiteboard, old school white. Well, maybe I'll do my new school whiteboard, actually. I don't know yet. We'll see. Because I've got the ability to work on my iPad now that I used to not have. So the other thing is we love to bring people together. As Steph was just talking about Nancy and bragging on some of you being connectors and things like that. So we also want to just create space where you can meet other sales leaders from across the country in and out of different industries that all have some connection through Blind Zebra, which is one of the things we love to do with our sales peer groups and our programs that we have here. So we'll find a way to get you all just connected. And if you want to be and talk and share people and information and all that stuff, we just want to bring that level of community here. So first, I just had one of my coaching combines. That's the peer group we use for sales leadership this morning. We've got about 7 of those things, about 60 leaders every month. So we just had one this morning. I always do a check-in with them. Some of you have been through this 100 times. Nick, you've been in a peer group, my peer group, you know what this is like. So I'm going to ask all of you to do that. This is just a vibe check. If nothing else, it's also good validation for you with other sales leaders on the Zoom here to say, okay, am I alone here? You know what I mean? It's like, is it just me or is everybody like this? This is in no way meant to be a sky is falling deal either. This is just a vibe check. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is go into the chat room. We have a goofy scoring system, as my veterans here know, that's 0 to 7. So 7 is good as it can be. I do business only just for this check-in. And you go 0 to 7. 7's awesome. 0 sucks, and you can't say 5. No 5. So 0 to 7, no 5s. Everybody just put your number into the chat room so we can all get a gauge. This is how business is for you, just a general. This is what we want, okay? And we're looking for like kind of the trend thing, like, okay, what's happening? Is it good? Where is it bad? And that sort of thing. And this is about what we're seeing in every one of our groups, right? It's all hovering around 3 or 4 for the most part with a couple of bright spots. But it's very, very common. So we're all in this. So here we are. I don't give a shit what we call it. You know, it's a recession, inflation, an episode. One of my groups called it an episode yesterday. I'm like, that's clever. We all know what it is. We've been up for 12 years straight up, and now we're not, and we're correcting. And it's what we do. Those of us who are old enough to remember 08, 09 and 01, 02, and maybe even before that, 92, when I came out of college in 92, there was a recession. We've been through it. The good news is, so far, I always say this about workouts and recessions. They always end. Both of them end. Workouts always end and recessions always end. So if you're on a jog and you're in mile 6 of 8, it's a pain in the ass. It's going to end. I promise. You're going to stop at some point. And these things end too. So all we got to do now is get through. That's the idea, to get through. Okay. So today is about you as sales leaders getting through as good as you can. Okay. And I focused on 3 segments: the top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel as the framework for today. So I'm going to give you a tool for the top, a tool for the middle, and a tool for the bottom. Like I said, 2 on PDFs. One's going to be written on my whiteboard here. All right. Theme-wise, so you know what we're carrying to all of our groups right now is even changed in the last month. Is the theme was discipline. The theme has now changed to discipline on purpose, discipline squared, because the discipline was going okay. But even still, when I was doing inspection of my clients' deals, inspection of our own deals, we are still not buttoned up like we need to be. It's no going back now. We got to get our shit together. We got to get buttoned up on all of our processes and stuff. Okay. So discipline to discipline doesn't mean that we become micromanaging or we're jerks as bosses or leaders or anything. It's just like we are not, nothing's getting by us. Nothing is getting by us. Nothing. Okay. The conversations you have with your sales teams, when, you know, you're hearing loosey-goosey language, I'm supposed to, what's the deal with that deal? I'm supposed to hear Friday. Nope, that's not how we play. We don't do supposed to's. What do we know for sure? Well, they said that. I don't care what they said. What's the deal? What's our plan? Do we have an ink on calendar? Yes or no? It's a binary. That kind of stuff is where we need to go. You don't like it. I don't like it. They don't like it. And to me, we got to get through this. That's the best way I know to get through this is the discipline. And they're going to, and it's going to be, and it just is because we've been so chill. We've been busy. We've been busy because the market's been so good for so long. It's like, ugh, remember these days? It's tough. And we'll get through it. We will. And kudos to you for being here because that means you're above the rest because you're like, I'm going to find a way. I got to find little bits and tools to do this. Okay. So that's the theme, discipline to discipline. And we're going to live, and I got this from one of the people on my group this morning. We're going to live in the know state, K-N-O-W. We're going to live in the know state, which is what do we know for sure? What do we know for sure? I'm a lifelong Midwesterner, and some of you are and some of you are not. Midwesterners tend to use Midwestern qualifying language all the time. Midwestern qualifying language sounds like, well, I'm pretty sure that, well, perhaps, maybe, possibly they could, maybe, oh, sorry, whoops, I didn't want to step on toes. That's Midwestern stuff that will not play in this market either. Okay, that's the deal. Now, some of you have that with you and some of you don't. Either way, that's just not going to play. We can't go down the supposed to, was thinking about it, da-da-da. It's got to be go now. And we got to act and move, okay? Action wins also. These are just, I'm just setting stage for the theme for this thing. I had a deal that I'm working my own deals that I got a stall on. Steph knows this deal. And I'm like, okay, didn't have a clear future date. He's like, hey, we got a little pause here. We need to reconnect mid-May. Okay, mid-May doesn't mean anything to me. May 15th does. Mid-May doesn't mean jack shit. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to send him a calendar invite for May 15th. I'm like, I got to talk to him beforehand. So I got a connection. I'm like, okay, so you know what I did? I texted him yesterday. Never texted him in my life. Sent him a text yesterday. Hey, can we talk for 10 minutes? I got something to run by you. It's like, sure. He texted me back 9:10 or responded 9:15 p.m. last night. Can we talk tomorrow? Yeah, when? 2. I'll talk 2 to 2:10. Done. So had the meeting. I'm only demonstrating what I'm trying to coach on here is there's got to be this urgency that's like that. And I'm not saying text from the couch all night and ignore your kids. Although some of you might rather do that than babysit your kids. You know what I'm saying though, okay? That kind of energy. And then get super clear. And I'm glad I called him because he gave me some really good info. And we're still going to wait to talk till May, but I got more info than I had before. Plus, I'm going to do him a huge favor because I found someone to connect him to, just like, you know, Steph was just talking to Nancy about a minute ago. So that kind of stuff, like urgency now sort of stuff. Yeah, I was thinking about it. So yeah, I'm planning on it. You're not planning on anything. We're not planning. Well, yeah, I was going to sit down and go through. We're not going through everything. Like we should have already done that. Do that at night. You're going to do. Okay. This is the kind of energy stuff. Okay. In the end, remember, everybody wants the same thing. The sales team wants to stay alive, keep commission going. You want the same thing, hit the goal, go to the leadership, go to the board. And the customers want the same thing. They want your help and they want to stay cooking. All right. That's your halftime speech. That's the speech. All right. It's go time. So what do we do? So I'm going to go through some things now for you that are tool oriented. Some of you are familiar with these because you're BZ clients. And even if you're, and this is so telling to me, I'm going to use this as an example. One of my clients I've been working with for 6 years, someone who I work with their whole sales team, their VP of sales has been in he was one of the original founders of our coaching combines. So we have 7 of those, 60 people in them. He was one of the very first ones and the first one ever was going to do what I'm just teaching you. And I'm like, are you doing these? And he's like, yeah, we're doing those. Absolutely. I inspect a little bit. He's like, they were missing some stuff. So then they go back and do it again, right? I said, did we get it right? He's like, yeah. I'll take you through. So what'd you do? And he goes, oh yeah, we did. And he went to the last step and he did the last step wrong. I'm like, that's not right, you guys. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. I'm just saying that's the level of discipline we got to have. And so that's what, that was telling to me, I'm like, dang, this is a client that's been around a long time that I just trusted is using stuff that I'm talking about in the way it's intended to be used. And it wasn't being used. Okay. So it's not like anyone's in trouble, but we got to get really, really tight on the systems and processes we're using here. Okay. So that's what the drill is going to be today. I'm airplaying my iPod here. Or iPad. So it's a little pause here while I get it hooked up. Steph or anybody from Team BZ, is there anything you want to say? My speech before I get going here.
You know, I'm great when you put me on the spot.
You don't have to say anything. That was the trainer stall. Can you see, Steph? Can you see the pod?
Yep, looks great.
Okay, thanks. How was that for a stall? Good job. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to telestrate here on this tool. This is the top of the funnel tool, okay? And some of you have seen this tool, some of you might be using it. If you're using it, we're going to go discipline again and make sure we're using it in the right way and the way it's intended. And then if you're not using it, you're going to have it, and I'm going to suggest you use it. And if you're using it now, I'm going to suggest you use it more than you're using it now. Okay, that's going to be the outcome here. This is top of the funnel stuff. All right. So this is the best way we know to get behavior geared around top of the funnel in the most efficient manner. Okay, it's called these productivity pods. And it's very precise on purpose. So everything in here that you can see is on purpose. So first I'm going to start definition, then you see it's literally step by step on how to do it. Okay. So this is a short period of time. And by short, you'll see the actual math here. It's 30 to 45 minutes for a prod pod. Okay. And these are scheduled events. When I was teaching this last year, I prescribed this. I prescribed teams we worked with to do one a month, one prod pod a month. What I'm prescribing now is one a week, one per week. That's different than it used to be. Why is that different than it used to be? Because it needs to be, because we need to be more disciplined. So this is a once a week event. Okay. This is not, did I lose my iPad? Is it gone?
Yes. Yep.
Ooh, okay, hang on. So I'll say this. This is not block scheduling. This is not block scheduling. So this is not like, oh, I've got some prospecting time on my calendar. That's not what this is at all. Okay. This is discipline time with other people. Okay. This is not block scheduling. Not that. Okay. All right. So let's go one a week. That's the recommendation. And then 30 to 45 minutes once a week minimum. Okay, if you want to do 2 a week or 3 a week, go ahead. That's great. We got to do this. Okay, we leave these things, and you'll see this. We leave all prod pods with a done list, not a to-do list. So this is an action-oriented thing. So when you get done with a prod pod, you will have done something geared around the top of the funnel. Okay, and I'll show you when we get down to the example, you'll see exactly how these work. Okay. If your team's doing block scheduling, like, oh yeah, boss, I got some prospecting time. Every Friday I got prospecting time set aside. Okay. Without anyone else, there's no accountability to that. And my experience has shown me that when people have that, and I have them pull it up the calendar and inspect that, I say, what did you do in your last block of time last Friday? Well, I got a little distracted. So I got a customer call me. So I didn't get to do that one. Okay. That doesn't play. That won't work over time. We got to get super disciplined to this. So this is top of the funnel stuff. Now these are themed. Okay. So when you see the uses thing right here, when you see the uses element used for prod pods, outbound prospecting for me right now, this is the number one case to use prod pods for, is outbound prospecting. Okay. And that can come in any way, shape, or form you want. So if you want to even subcategorize them and say, okay, for the prod pod this Friday, we are going to do email, outbound to closed, lost from the past. We call those win backs. I don't know if you call them something. We're going to do emails to old, closed, lost accounts, or we call those win backs. So we're going to send out win back emails. That's the theme. So the theme for the prod pod this Friday from noon to 12:45 Eastern is win back outbound email. There's no question about what we're doing in this thing. Win back outbound email. So we're going to sit for 45 minutes together as a group, small group, and we're going to do outbound emails to close lost accounts. Okay. That's what this should feel like. Okay. Very, very, very specific. Don't do this. This is a super common thing that people say. Don't do a prod pod and then let the team decide what they want to do with the time. We did that in the past. I let people do that in the past. Now we as the leaders dictate what's going to be done. We need that level of discipline. It's like, yeah, so by prod, I'm thinking about doing maybe a little LinkedIn activity, 45 minutes, maybe send out a couple connection requests. Okay, that's cool. What are you going to do? Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to maybe go through my emails and pick a couple people to email. Okay, still loosey-goosey. No, we're going down win back list or whatever. We might go down a conquest list, and we might say, okay, we're going to do outbound call or email or co-video or Vidyard or whatever you want to use, outbound video campaigns to conquest list only. Okay, so I've got a list of conquest lists, and that's what I'm working on for 45 minutes in my prod pod. By the way, prod pods, so we know, are small groups of 2, 3, or 4. So I would recommend that you assign these with your groups. Okay. So we've got the time scheduled. You'll see here in a sec on the execution side on the steps. So first step, we're going to get our people. These are in groups of 2, 3, or 4. We don't do these with 18 people. We don't do these with 1 person. We do them with 2, 3, or 4. If you have an odd number on your team, so if there are 10 of you on the team or 10 salespeople, divide them up however you want, that makes 10. Do 4, 4, and 2. That's probably the best way to do that, right? But you do 5 groups of 2, whatever you want, but it's got to be in this small mix. Okay. Next thing we do is schedule. These should be recurring events. So it should be 12 to 12:45 p.m. Eastern time every Friday. We're going to do this. And then each of those Fridays gets themed. Now the theme can be slightly different, but they still want to be around outbound prospecting for right now. Okay. If you're doing 1 a week, outbound prospecting would be the overarching theme. Okay. So you schedule it. That's the thing. They even see, like, you can see how we're changing here. So you see this 2 times preferred. I say at least once a month. Remember, I just told you that's what I used to say. We haven't even updated the tool to like current condition. But that was exactly what I said I used to say. Now we're going once a week. Why are we doing that? Because we need to be disciplined to get through. So we got to change a little bit. All right. 45 minutes, once a week, outbound prospecting, groups of 2, 3, or 4. You decide, you put them together. We recommend that these all happen at the same time. So if you have a team of 10 and you have 2 groups of 4 and a group of 2 for your 10, so there are 3 prod pods in your sales team. All of them are doing their prod pod from 12 to 12:45 at the same time. They're all going at the same time, but they're not going in the same room at the same time. We do this so we have this collective sense and urge and swell of energy, which is really cool because you as the leader can collectively say, what all did you get done in your prod pod in this 45 minutes? You can demonstrate that on our win back list, we sent 88 outbound emails to our win back list in 45 minutes as a collective team. That's good. That's really cool. If you get a little love from your CEO and she comes on your ass and goes, hey, what are we doing? I'm like, here's what we did. So we're doing stuff. We're working. We can show stats of what we're doing. That will help you also. Okay. I'm noticing everyone's getting nervous. And when they get nervous, the CEOs come and pick into the deals. They get their hands in the deals. Like, I want to be in the deal. I want to be in the deal, right? That's going on. And so we need to manage that up. We manage that up by saying we're doing these things and then reporting the information back. That will help you. It won't solve it for good, but it'll help you. With that, that's an issue for you as sales leaders oftentimes right now. Okay. The other thing we don't do is when we panic, we get off process. Like, oh my God, call everybody tomorrow. Everybody on the phones now, go panic. Don't do that either. This is systematic and consistent. That's what this is. Systematic and consistent. But I still want you to, I'm sure you're catching my vibe. This is we're not messing around here. Direct. Okay. All right. So then next step. So now it's 12:29 and 45 seconds on Friday. We're about to enter our prod pod, and it's me, Nick, and Libby. Okay. We're doing outbound emails to win backs. We all know what that is. We have the list already done. Okay. We're going to check in. It's going to take us literally 15 seconds to check in. Check in means I just state a goal. Is all I do. Okay. So I go first and I go, my goal, 45 minutes. I want to send 21. Libby goes, I want to send 20. Nick goes, I want to send 25. We go, okay. It literally is that long. Then we work. Okay. Move distractions. So we're going to turn everything off. All email notifications. Slack goes away. Turn Slack off. Turn Slack off. Turn Slack off. All notifications away. Everyone focused. And then we work. When we work cameras on, eyeballs together. We are in the room together working. All right. So if we're on Zoom, the cameras are on, the Slack is off. We're when we're working. Remember, my goal is to send 21 of these things. Okay. Libby's goal is to send 24. Nick's goal is to send 25. Whatever the numbers are, we're working. And all we're doing is sending outbound emails to our win back accounts, one after the other. Okay. We're just sending them. We're on mute, so we can't hear us. If you're making phone calls, you're on mute. That's fine. But cameras are on. We're in the same room together. That's really important. Okay. That's what we do. Then all of a sudden, it becomes 1:15. We go 12:30 to 1:15. Let's say 12:30 to 1:15. 45 minutes. Okay. Now it's 1:15. After we're done, we report out to our goal. Okay. My goal was 21. Let's say I sent 20. I say when my report out, my goal was 21. I sent 20. It's 20 of 21. Libby goes and she said, my goal was 25. I sent 28. I was 28 of 25. Nick said my goal was 26 and he sent 30 of 26. 30, 50, 78. We did 78 outbound emails to win back deals in our pod in one 45-minute thing. Okay. Multiply that by 3. We're getting into the 230, 240 outbound messages to win backs in 45 minutes. That's getting after it. That's really, really good. Okay. That's what you do once a week. We're doing that at minimum once a week. Okay. If you want then the next week, still outbound. If you want to say, okay, we did win backs last week. This week, we're going to do conquest list outreach. So we do the exact same game the next Friday. 12, 29, 38 seconds, 40 seconds. I say, okay, let's go. Libby reports in, Nick reports in, I report in. We work the same way. I'm doing conquest outbound. Hey, let's get together. Let's talk. I got something to share with you. Outbound, outbound, outbound. And then I come back and report out to my goal. And how did I do? And that's what I do. I report out to how I did. Okay. I'll give you an example. Remember I told you my client that wasn't doing this right. They did the whole thing. When they reported out, all they did was say the words hit or miss. That's a different tool that I have. So the leader was confusing 2 tools that I have. When you say, if my goal was 21, here's why we don't do that. If my goal was 21 and I did 2 out of 21, if my goal was 21 and I did 20 out of 21, both of these are miss, but they're dramatically different. They're dramatically different. So I want to stay out of the hit miss game with this and give the numbers. So you leave with the numbers. Do you see what I mean by that? These are dramatically different outcomes, but they're both a miss. So this client of 6 years, a person who's been a founding member of this, and I'm not like blaming him, it's just more of a fact of we've got to get disciplined to these tools. And if I didn't inspect it, and shame on me for not inspecting it in the past, he would have kept doing this. And when we do this, you literally have no idea what's going on. You know what I mean? I mean, it may be a little idea because you see some Salesforce data, but are the prod pods working? I don't know. Everybody's missing. How bad are they missing? I have no idea. They just said miss. Okay. So if I say, no, this is great. So one person was 10% to goal, one person was 98% to goal, or whatever the case is, or I can do my whole number for my whole prod pod and say my prod pod, we were 86 of 80. Not too shabby. We missed, but we're pretty good. Or my prod pod, we were 42 of 80. Eesh, that's bad. You need to get better. Okay. That's it. You leave with a done list. That's what you do. Okay. All right. So I need first clarifying questions on this. You're going to get this tool. It tells you exactly how to do it. Okay. Exactly. You have to do it exactly as it's written on purpose. Because I just gave you an example of a long-term client that wasn't doing it. It was not near as effective as it will be now when they're doing this, because I'll know he'll be very informed of what's happening. All right. So let's do clarifying questions on this first of all, on this prod pod play sheet. And I can't, let me see. Anybody have a clarifying question on this to use? I'm asking you to use it. Is that simple? Nobody's got a question on this? Okay.
I'll tell a quick story that. Oh,
okay, go
Nick
ahead. Sure.
Nick,
Okay.
you go first.
Go ahead,
I saw you go off.
Nick's a user. Nick's heard this before. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to revisit that one. I was just going to say, like, it is so structured. It's kind of just follow the template, but when you do it a couple times, it's like, oh, really hold yourself accountable.
Yes. Yes. And so this is good, Nick, because now Nick, and he's a great, very coachable human being. I was in one of these peer groups for a while. No, but you are. You also come clean. So you've had this tool for how long?
A year.
Year and a half or year-ish? Okay.
Yeah, about a year.
So do you have these prod pods on your calendar weekly?
I have one on my calendar weekly. Yes.
One weekly.
For
okay, good.
LinkedIn outreach focus. Yeah.
Good. Who's in your prod pod group?
Well, I only have Amy in it. It's Rudy.
Okay. So that's 2. That's another a member of his group. So that's 2. So that counts. So she's in it, right? So see what I'm doing here? I knew I could do this with Nick. What am I doing with Nick? I'm the leader and I want you to be this way. I want you to inspect everything. We're going to talk about that in a second. I just want to inspect. And I know Nick well enough to know it's like, if I get this, it's like, okay, it's okay to say no. And eventually I know him. He'll go, yeah, I don't, Brian. No, No, but give me that, right? It's like, that's cool. He's not trouble, but I'm like, all I got to do is say that. He's like, you know what, and then all we do when we inspect that just spits out a to-do item for him. That's what it does. It just spits out a to-do item. Okay.
Brian, I have a question
yeah,
about
go ahead,
scheduling
Libs. Sure.
specifically.
Yeah.
So you as the leader, you put your people on your team in these groups, and then they do this on Zoom, right? They're all in all different places of the world.
Yeah.
Whose Zoom are we using?
Oh, I don't care. It's a good question.
Someone in the group? Is it the leaders?
Oh, no. Someone in the group, I would guess. That's a good question.
Okay.
I don't even know. I would say someone in the group. I would record it though, so everybody knows what's going on, And again, I'm not not trusting mode, but I'm like, we got to be really good at this. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Got to be really good at. That's a really good question.
Brooke, I was thinking about you with all your people. So there you go, girl.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I actually, with my team, I do kind of similar. We do boiler rooms. It sounds your term sounds way better. So
thank you.
So going into the week, they have to have at least 8 meetings scheduled. If they don't, then afterwards we jump on a boiler room. I'll do cold calls or prospecting emails, whatever. So from an accountability standpoint, I guess one of the questions I was going to ask, but kind of scared to ask, but so we run into when I have them do cold calls, obviously like voicemails, and I have them they end up just leaving voicemails all the time, which is great. I can coach them on that. But I guess where I struggle is okay, are you guys intentionally picking the people that that it's going to go to voicemail? Right. And then I don't have enough bandwidth within myself to really dig that deep because I oversee the whole Midwest and 8 salespeople, and I can't really go into all their types, just a lot. Totally. So I guess advice on that is kind of because we do similar and I hold them accountable, but it's okay, dude, you just had 3 weeks of boiler rooms and everything was a voicemail,
Yeah, this is a great question. This is, again, we got some really smart high level people on here, so this can be a group exercise too, but I'll give you my answer first, and then if anybody else has an idea about that. So the whole theme, and I'm sure you're catching it, is to get deeper at the end of the discipline and just another level step deeper. So you're going to feel like a micromanager and they're going to feel micromanaged, and you're not doing that. You're just inspecting and being disciplined is what you're doing. Really disciplined. We're going to get really good here. So if that's happening, I would have you, Brooke. Now this is going to be a pain in the ass. It just is. And say, okay, we don't have enough. Let's boiler room. Remember I set a goal for 8 or 10 or whatever the number is. I'm looking for appointments on, and you say one thing that's missing, Brooke, in the boiler room is the report in on the goal, right? I didn't hear that. So I say, I'm going to do outbound reach to 20. So you inspect in a level deep here. Can you show me the 20 that you're going to roll through? Let me give a once over. Okay. And then you can say, why did you pick these 20? Okay. And every time you do that is another level of them going, oh shit, Brooke's she's looking, I better be clean here. And you can just call them on it in a polite way. You're not trying to be mean. You want them to get appointments too, I think, right? But you're not trying to be a jerk or find them out. You're trying to get them appointments. So let's don't call. This is not about checking the list that we did the boiler room exercise. It's about getting appointments. So it seems like you've called this person 18 times, 18 voicemails. Why are they still on the list? Seems like we should move somewhere else. That's my answer. Does that make sense? Yeah. Chime in.
Yeah,
other people. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could do the goal
good,
thing.
Brooke.
That's for sure.
You have to do the goal thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not now. See, I don't know Brooke at all, but I want you to notice what I want. I want you to notice what I'm noticing. Okay. What did she just say? What'd you say, Brooke? Brooke's like, I hate this guy. No, what did you just say?
I have to do the goal. I have to do the goal thing.
That's what I said.
Oh.
I said you have to do the goal. Play the tape back. What did she say? Anybody catch it? Libby caught it.
I guess.
Said I think. Did she say I think or I guess? I thought she said I think. I think I could do the goal thing. I think I could.
I will do the goal.
I will do the goal thing. That's what, yeah. And I know that's cliche, Tony Robbins-esque, but we got to get there. We've got to watch our own stuff. I do it too. I'm a Midwesterner. I'm I would suggest you might want to think about, I say that all the time. I'm just wired that way. I got to stop. I go, no. I catch myself now more than I did the last couple of years. Say, no. I did it this morning in class. I'm I would recommend. I'm no, I'm not going to recommend. We're going to do this. Everybody's got to put a date on their calendar right now. And they'll put a date on their calendar. I was teaching them something. I'm I'm going to recommend you. I'm no, not going to recommend. We're going to do it. So that's the thing I want us all get moving into that next mode of dang, okay, we got to really, it's got to be tight. Okay. Good on that, Brooke. Thanks for going. Do you have Venmo?
Do I have Venmo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have Venmo.
Go Kelly at blind-zebra. Okay. I'm going to Venmo you $25.
Oh, sweet.
Thanks.
Okay.
That's how it works. Kelly at blind-zebra. Okay. $25. Anybody else
I
got
was-
now? Yeah, here we go. Now everybody wants to
Yeah.
talk.
No,
Yeah,
Brian,
I'm
I was just
kidding.
going to add, and I don't know Brooke from Boo, but one of the things, being in sales majority of my life, the one thing I thought about when you said that they always get a voicemail is, have they not been effective or add value to their role?
Yeah.
Anybody they call is just hitting go to voicemail because, and that's a random thought, but that's where my head went. And
Well,
you'll
that's-
soon find out after you do what Brian just suggested, because you'll
You'll
know
know.
they're dialing.
That's it.
But
Yep, that's it. I mean, it's just it's so telling, isn't it? And what I always say with this, and I think I've said this already, you roll the tape back and validating, is this inspection that we do, all it does is spit out a to-do list. So no one's in trouble or anything. It's like, okay, I think we can do. I said, no, I think we're going to do that. So then I'm like, Brooke, are we good? Brooke's like, yep, I've got the goal set. We're going to do that next time. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Just a to-do list. That's all it is. No one's in trouble. We're like, oh my gosh, just do it. That's it. And then we'll be as good as we can be then. That's what the deal is. Anyone else take on that? Thanks for the questions. I appreciate that. And Nancy, thanks for chiming in. Any others on that subject? Okay. Okay, I am going to maybe. No, I'm not. Oh. Okay, never let the technology get in the way of the content. We're going old school. You ready? Old school. Here we go. iPad's not working. So we're going to go old school whiteboard. Okay, so here's the deal. When I do this whiteboard this way, I'll always hold it up and read it to you. Some of you are used to this already. So we're going to go next to the middle of the funnel. Okay. And I'm going to switch gears a little bit and give you a tool. This is a tool that I teach all the time. And I talk to Skip. I'm like, do we have this tool like documented yet? He's like, no, we've been talking about it. I keep forgetting to do it. So you're going to see it on the whiteboard. Then we're going to send you a tool that looks just like this. Okay. So this is an inspection tool. So when you're doing funnel inspection, I'm going to give you a grid to follow, like a rubric. Okay. And then your job is to follow the rubric. Okay. And I'll write it up here and I'll hold it up and I'll read this to you too. Okay.
Brian, I also just put in the chat, but if they want the tool, it is in iPad. Kelly put it in the calendar invite. So if you want to like pull it up and look at it while you're talking.
That's not this tool, Colleen. That's why I said I'm calling an audible. This is
Oh.
a different tool. There is a great tool in there too for deal work, what Colleen's talking about.
Sorry about
This
that.
is one that's okay. That's all right. I know what you're talking about. Money morning process, calendar clarity. Okay. Yeah. So this is actually for inspecting deals in the funnel. What Colleen, the tool that's in there, which is also awesome, is a deal processing guide, which helps you with strategy. This helps you know what's real in the funnel and what's not. Okay. This is a deal inspection tool. And then Skip and I are going to work and put this together. It's really straightforward. Okay. So this would be when you're trying to get to what's real in Salesforce or HubSpot or whatever you use. Okay. When you're talking through the deal, you've got to get amped up inspection language and process going for yourself. Okay. So we're going to inspect on 4 things. I'll read this to you also. Okay. We're going to inspect on motive, money, process, and calendar clarity. Motive, money, process, calendar clarity. Motive, money, process, calendar clarity. That's what we're inspecting. You as a sales leader are inspecting all open opportunities on these 4 elements. These 4 elements will cover 90% of every issue with a problem with an open deal, every one of them. So let's talk about how this works. Now you see the top, how it says 0, +1, +2, +3. So what we have been doing as leaders in tailwind economy is we have been inspecting to point 0 and stopping. So that would look like, I'll be blind zebra, I'd say to Steph or to Libby. So why is Xylo talking to us? They really want to get their sales process just more structured. I'd go, oh, awesome. Sounds great. I just stop. I go, that's not that we do that. That's what we do. Good. Okay. High five. Way to go. Now I can't do that anymore because that's not enough. Now I got to keep going. It's almost like you're the salesperson now. I'm saying, so why are they doing that? +1, I'm inspecting. And so here's where you're going to hear these things. Okay. Write these words down here. I don't have much space to write them, but I'll jam them down here. Okay, write down the word think believes, and I've given you an example of this already. This is where you're going to start to hear the words that sound like think believe. Well, I think, I believe, well, I'm pretty sure, well, I guess that, well, to the best of my knowledge, well, I would assume that. You'll hear your salespeople start to qualify their answers. We're going to live in the no state. We know for sure, okay? If we don't know, the best answer is, I don't know. Inspection creates a to-do list. I go, that's a good question. I need to go ask them that. That's all it is. I got a to-do list. So if you're as a leader inspecting a deal, you're going +1, +2, +3. This is further than you're used to going, would be my guess. Okay, now some of you may do this already. If you go to +3 already, go to +8. Just keep going. Just get deeper with it, okay? You'll start to notice when the think believes start to trickle up because they tend to trickle up at the same time, okay? Once you start to correct people on the think believes, and you say, you know that for sure? Well, that sounds like we need to ask them for clarity. We need to validate that. We want to live in the no state. What do we know for sure? Okay. Once you start to do that, they know that's going to occur. They will get better at and more disciplined at asking all the stuff they should be asking anyway. So you know what's really there. Same deal. You're just going to teach them how you want them to be. Okay. This is tedious. I know this is what we have to do right now. Because they've been living without it for a long time and life's been okay. And it's not going to be okay right now if we just let it keep blowing in the wind. Okay. We got to go deeper with it. Okay. Same on the money. I'm like, well, did you talk to Xylo about money? Yeah. I threw over, 50 grand. Did they react to it? No, it looks good. I'm like, okay, so did they have any reaction? Did you talk about the economics on their side? So like, what's the upside on their side? If we install process, they're looking for like a lift and gain. Well, yeah, I think so. I would suppose they would. No, we don't suppose anything. It seems like they would want that, but I don't know how much. What revenue gap are they chasing? Oh, I think they said somewhere around 20%. Did you hear all that? I think they said somewhere around. Okay, that's nothing. Okay, I think they said somewhere around. Did you ask them that specifically? Well, no, that she kind of insinuated that. Like, I don't know, she threw out a number. Okay, let's go validate it. Okay, there's a to-do. Just let's get real clear on what they're chasing for a gap. Okay, and all you gotta do is go ask. I go, hey, Cordy, we didn't talk about this. What revenue gap wise, what are you guys looking at right now that you're chasing this year? Oh, Cordy says, we're looking, we feel like we got extreme clarity and a path towards 20 million. So that leaves us with a $2 million gap to reach goal. Cool, thanks, got it. Now, when I come back to my boss, what's the gap? 2 million? She told me that, yep. Straight from right there, go on the Zoom, check it out. See that's what we're trying to do. So that's the money part, process part. This is about the way that the customer is deciding stuff, right? So we just had this client I just mentioned, we're working on this huge, awesome deal. We said, okay, I asked the process question. We're like with a sponsor who introduced us to the CEO, okay? We're a step away. Finally got audience with the CEO, that's good. We've done so much work for this particular customer. This is my client's, it's a big IT thing. And we're at the very end of the process. Okay. I'm like, so what's the process like? So now we get into think please. Well, I think they So guess what we found out? So we didn't know. We'll go and ask the question. Guess what? This requires board approval. Well, shit. Okay. When does the board meet? I'm pretty sure they meet monthly. That was the answer. Pretty sure? No, let's know for sure. Guess when they meet next? This is live. I literally coached this guy today. I haven't even told Steph this. Guess when the board meets? We were ready to close this deal. Board meets next in June. June. I'm like, what the hell? June? Okay. So now we're nowhere where we thought because we inspected. Now we have we have a way to go. So now we ask the question, can the board approve or meet earlier? Yes. When can that happen? So that's happening tonight, actually, as we speak. There's a live deal. One of my clients coaching them. I'm doing to them exactly what I'm teaching you to do with your people. Inspecting further. Okay. And then we got to go to action. So we got to get clarity on that stuff. That's process stuff.
And the rep forecasted that deal to come in March, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
We've not, and that's not a rub on them. I mean, obviously we're working on it, but like we've all had that happen.
This is what's been happening. It's what we've been doing. And then you as the sales leader, you're going to the board and CEO, and she's going, yeah, what about this? It's March 16th. This is coming in March. Oh yeah. Yeah. Supposedly, here we go. Right. Yeah. They said, well, Casey said they were at meeting about it. They're supposed to be meeting about it this week. Okay, good. Fingers crossed. All right, sounds good. No, can't do that anymore. We got away with that for 10 years. Can't do that right now. Okay. It's process. Inspect that deep. Okay. Next is calendar clarity. Calendar clarity. There are a few BZ clients, a few non-BZ clients on here. Clear future dates, the word we use. That's an accepted calendar invitation. That's the only thing that counts for this, calendar clarity. So, you know, if Brooke, your group says, yeah, I'm like, if you say, when's your clear future date? And they say, I'm supposed to call them, that's not a clear future date. If I say, I've got it on my to-do list to check in with them Friday, that's not a clear future date. The only thing a clear future date is a green check mark calendar accepted invitation. That's all it is, nothing else. It's binary. Okay, you either have it or you don't. That's it. So we've got to inspect that. Okay. There's another word that popped out of this morning's coaching combine that I loved. So we talked about no state. The other thing, this is kind of something's Missouri, right? We also talked about show me. So just show me. So I'm scheduled to meet with them next Tuesday. Cool. What time? You get take a look. Just let them take a look. So you can take a look, pull your calendar up. That's cool. Check it out. Do this. You got to do this because they'll start to squirm. Some of you have been bullshitted by your team. So now all of a sudden I'm like, you go and pull your calendar up. You find it for me. Okay. Okay. I thought it was Tuesday. I'm flip. Here we go. Like, and then I look, if you don't have it, that's cool. We need to get a clear future date on the calendar. Like, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. We've got to go here right now because everyone's been just like, you know, if I just say, yeah, I'm supposed to call them next Tuesday, we've been, okay, sounds good. All right. We can't do that anymore. It's not going to work in this environment. All right. So that's the show me thing. Let me see it on the calendar. Okay. We are also, this is not on the agenda, but added. We are also doing, stay with the math here. We're doing weekly 2-week calendar audits. Weekly 2-week calendar audits. What does that look like? That looks like I have the team open their calendars up, share screen one at a time. Today is the 16th. 2 weeks from today is the 30th. So I'm going to go to the week of April 3rd, and I'm going to count the number of scheduled meetings with open opportunities, connectors, or new logo meetings. I'm going to count those. So I would literally have Libby open up, share her screen. I'm like, Libby, she's going to flip to the week of April 3rd. Walk us through your calendar. Okay. This might make your head fall off when you do this. I'm just telling you. And the problem is everyone's been busy. And so they don't have to look 2 weeks ahead. And they feel like they're working their ass off. Their day is full and everything else, but they're not ahead of stuff. And the other thing that happens, if you start to pay attention to this, they don't want to show up with goose eggs. So they'll start to book meetings 2 weeks out. That's what we need them to do right now. We need them to be disciplined to that. I gave you the prod pod to help them do that. Okay. That's a weekly 2-week look ahead with a share screen. Take us through your calendar 2 weeks out from today. Fair warning, you might be terrified when you see this. Because you know what you'll see? All the internal meetings and nothing else. Big to-do list, that's great, but you're not going to see any booked meetings. Okay. And the more you pay attention to it, the more you will see these start to occur. Weekly 2-week look aheads. Okay. I don't not trust anybody. It's not about that. This is about discipline or process is what it's all this is. Discipline or process like we've never been before. Okay. All right. So that's the middle of the funnel stuff. Deal inspection 3 deep. You'll get a tool from Skip and I shortly. I'm not going to put Skip on the spot and say when you're going to get that, even though I really want to, but we'll set a goal. Skip, when do you want to set the goal for ourselves? I'll ask you. You don't have to answer right now, but just let me know by the end of the call because I'm going to get these guys a date. Solid tool, pretty simple tool. We'll get that out to you, okay, with the other stuff, and then you'll have the deal inspection. And all that is a guide. You don't like use it. You can write it on if you want. It's really just a guide to remind you to inspect those 4 points: 0 + 1 + 2 + 3. Okay, if you're already going 3, go to 8. It's next level. Go till you get think beliefs. Corey, you got a question? Oh, you're good. Stay there. I thought you were gonna ask a question. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the bottom of the funnel. So now we're in like stalled area, stalled out stuff. Okay. This is a direct recommendation. 1 time per month. I recommend the last Thursday afternoon of the month. We're going to do a prod pod, an additional prod pod. So addition to the ones that we're doing weeklies, like top of funnel ones, this is an extra one the last Thursday in the afternoon. You pick the time, 3:15 to 4, 45 minutes, same deal. We're going to go closed, lost, stalled and stuck deals. Closed, lost, stalled and stuck deals. And we are going to mechanically send an email to the prospect, whoever has been in the funnel for too long, I'll talk about what too long is in a second. And it's going to say, hey, Nancy, Brian at BZ, I know we've been chasing each other around for the last 6 weeks. I'm guessing you got bigger fish to fry. So I'm going to go ahead and close lost this on my side. And we'll stay in touch down the road. We'll send you, invitations to things. And hope you guys are having a great quarter. Love, Brian. Out. Okay. I'm going to physically send that to Nancy. Going to go to Salesforce, close, lost her opportunity, done. Okay. In the prod pod, because we do prod pods like it says, we report in, we report out. I say, okay, in this prod pod, I'm going to close, lost 6 deals. And then I just send those 6 emails out. I close, lost them, and I'm done. Without question, just by the common sense of this, when you do this drill, your funnel will shrink. Obviously, it will instantly shrink. It has to. It's the only way it's going to work. Okay. So expect this to occur. What we do when it shrinks, one of 2 things happens that are both good. One is it gets real because we get this cleanliness, this clutter out. That's really good. The other is, this is not why we do it. At some point, someone will call you back and say, time out, don't close, lost this. Nancy will say, oh, Brian, I'm so sorry. I know I'm super swamped. So funny. We were just talking about you in a meeting. So now we're back on. So now we got to get back discipline on the calendar and make sure we've got a clear future date set. And with Nancy, I might do a go, no go with her. So I know exactly what we're doing. Okay. That's once a month, last Thursday of the month, funnel cleaning, prod pod. Do it just like the prod pod, in and out. You're going to close lost things. You're going to send emails saying you're closed losting. You say that however you want. You have to say, I'm closed losting your file. It's weird. Say, I'm going to close the file out, whatever you say, but it's definitive. Okay. Then you close lost the opportunity. Your funnel will shrink in that meeting. Absolutely. And it gets more real. That's what you want it to do. The byproduct then, because we're in chase mode and funnel mode, if I know I've got to have 1 million in the funnel to get 400 to spit out, and after this meeting, I've got 600 and I'm a salesperson, okie dokie, I got to go. I got to build it back up. So it creates space, because what salespeople tend to do, and they've been doing and getting away with this, closed loop prospecting. I just keep calling the same 30 over and over and over and over and leaving them voicemails, right, Brooke? See that that's what we do. So we got to bust out of that. Okay. This is a little woo. This is the woo version of this. In the universe, voids get filled. You test this with your closet or your garage. You pick either one, clean all this shit out, or first take a picture now, clean it out, take another picture, send it to me. And then I'll randomly come over in October without you knowing it. And I'll say, can I see your closet? And I'll compare it to the picture. It'll be full of shit again, guaranteed. Voids get filled. Create void in the funnel so new stuff can come in. And it works. It just works. I promise you it works. All right. If there's no room, no new stuff comes in. We just keep working the same old stuff. Brooke, hand up. Thanks for doing the.
What do you call the
closed loop prospecting?
Closed
It's a
loop.
circle. Yes. Closed loop prospecting. It just becomes like a circle. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
And it's exactly what you said, Brooke. They just keep calling the same ones over and over and over and not get anywhere.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense. Go find somebody new. Just move outside of that. Okay. That person shouldn't be in the funnel at all. We had, when Steph and I were working on this one client, and we're doing some Salesforce clean out. Steph, what was the oldest aged open? This is an open opportunity at a 6-year blind zebra client. That's a really good company, just for the record. I mean, they've done really well in spite of this. What was the oldest open opportunity, Steph?
1,300 and some odd days.
1,300 days open. Now we all know like that. Come on, but they were in there, and then there were more behind it. It wasn't like went from 1,300 down to 40. There was only one of those. You know what I mean? This one's been open 678 days. It's 2 years. Now I get deals take a while, but it sure as hell isn't in the 90% category. You know what I mean?
That's right, Amber.
But, right. What'd she say?
The market is abundant.
Yeah, she knows it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
let
Amber.
go
Yes.
and
Have
go
to
find a new
have
one.
to just create space. Create space. Space gets filled always. Okay, so we've got to force that in this environment. All right. Okay, so that's what I wanted to give you today. Those 3 things: super disciplined stuff, prod pod execution as written, deal inspection in the middle for sure. Add the calendar inspection to that too. The 2-week calendar look at. That's a bonus. I wasn't planning on telling you about that, but I just did. And then the last thing is this funnel clean out. And what you'll see is you'll start to get really real with your funnel, really real. And like we all know, sometimes we don't like it. as the salespeople don't like it, we don't like it as the owners, and you don't like it as the leader, and blah, blah, blah. But we got to get real with it. Then we can manage the realness. Got to get real with it. Okay. All right. Clarifying questions or anything you want to add or ask me or share with the group. Open phones. All you smart people. And yeah.
I'd like to do a
Okay.
shout out while everyone else is thinking
correct.
of anything they might want to say. Blind Zebra, we do run coaching combines, like Brian said, they're peer groups of 10 to 14 leaders by discipline. And we struggle to find female sales leaders. And I'm so excited that on this call of all these badass leaders, it's about 50-50 today. So thank you to Brooke and Courtney and Nancy and Tracy. And I know Amber's off camera at the moment, and anybody that I'm missing, but really excited to see the females repping.
I think it's 6-4. You take out the BZ people, it's 6-4. It's great. Yes. And we are working to start a female only sales leadership peer group that would also be facilitated by a female. I think. Right, Steph? We'll see. She's like, careful there, Brian. Right.
Maybe. I like to keep them all
I know.
balanced too.
I know. That's true too. Good point. My fault. Anyway. Any clarifying questions on using those tools? Pod and the Court.
So the calendar inspection is
Yes.
the level that we have to go. Like,
I think so.
The reality
I hate
is
it.
there.
I agree. Yes.
I think I proposed it in a light way, like definitely soft, definitely like maybe we should do something, and it's time to like bite the bullet. And I'm just curious from your perspective, Steph's perspective, everybody on the call, like introducing something like this is going to get an immediate reaction from the team and possibly even my leaders to go, we're grown adults and you're now expecting me to do like calendar management and I don't see another way around it at this point. So is it die on the hill, own it? This is a different time. We're doing it. Get in the boat and row with us, or don't. Or is there like, I love to rip the Band-Aid, but
this is
a sensitive one that I failed at implementing.
I'll give you my answer, and I'll hear others and Steph's answer too. So now I use this. This is a like easy example for me to use. But when I signed up to ref the National Football League, I knew there were going to be cameras at the game. That wasn't a surprise to me that the games were going to be on TV. I do my job in front of millions of people on TV and tens of thousands in the stands. I signed up for that, and I'm a grown-up. And I get graded by those videos. And there's no part of anyone in the NFL goes, you're really going to like watch my game back and tell me how I did? I'm in the fucking NFL, man. I know what I'm doing. Nope, it's not how it works in the NFL. That's why it's the NFL. It's because everybody invites it. I want my film to be watched. And if I've got nothing to hide, this counter inspection shouldn't move me at all. Not one bit. I can share my screen right now. You can look at my whole calendar for the rest of my life. I don't care at all because I'm very confident in the stuff that I'm doing that's on there. Is it perfect? No. Could you find something to coach me on? Guarantee you could. So that's where I go, Courtney. This is just about, that's all this is about. Like, we're grownups. Like, yeah, that's the whole reason you should have no problem me looking at your calendar, because you're a pro salesperson. I'm guessing you're managing it flawlessly. I can't wait to see it so I can use it as an example to show others. I'm being snarky on purpose. See, I get all wound up about this, Courtney. Yeah. This whole, none of us should be afraid to be watched in our job.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Especially if you think you're good at it. You know what I mean? I would
if I'm
good, I'm like,
come
watch. Yeah.
I think this level of inspection that's now required has elevated. It's made for my teams a little uncomfortable, I think. Like, get out of my business. I heard, we lost a rep a few months ago for wanting more autonomy away from like leadership.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. And some people are gonna just kind of fight through it. But the net of it is sales is tough right now, and getting deals across the line is even tougher. And so getting to something that's an accurate forecast for the board is, we've got to start applying more tactics. So this was super helpful,
Good.
Brian, just to kind of reiterate some of the levels that we're going to have to go to get more clarity, so we can drive focus on these deals.
Our alternative, Courtney, to autonomy is forced autonomy. You know what that is? Yeah. That's firing everybody. That's forced. You want some autonomy? I'll give you autonomy. Give me your shit. Give me your key fob. You got all the autonomy. I'm being snarky on purpose,
No,
but that's
I
where
know.
it's going. If we're not
is.
paying attention, look at the friggin' market. I mean, it's like, it's what's happening. And how many friends do we have? I'm getting really fired up now. How many friends do we know? We know some that work at really big companies that everybody's heard of, that have a big tower in downtown Indianapolis. They used to sit on the pool at the country club 2 o'clock bragging that they only had to work 2 hours a day. It's not sustainable. Sorry, it's over.
No.
So sorry, it's over. And it's proof now that it's over.
Yeah.
The data's showing it's over. That's over. Steph, were you gonna say something?
Um,
I got
yes,
really
I'm
bummed
going to
this
take
up.
the
Okay.
slightly less snarky
Aggressive road.
approach.
Sorry.
Although I'm all in, yes, and I'm an accountability fan. I mean, we're doing this right now with a client, like Brian said. We don't usually work at this level, but
Yeah.
they've been a client forever and they need some extra TLC. And I think, Courtney, it's like you give them a little bit of space ahead of time so they know, and coaching them one-on-one, like, look, be the rock star, okay? Like whatever it is today, that's fine. We've got a prod pod on Friday. Like, let's get some meetings scheduled so that you can show off, and then really celebrating those that do.
Yeah.
And Brian always
better.
says this whole approach around like nobody's in trouble, all it does is create a to-do list. Like that's really good. Like every time we do that deal inspection at home, you can imagine how well this goes. Hey, Steph, tell me about that deal. Do you have motive? That's not good enough. What else do you have? But it creates a to-do list, and then it's less about me and my performance. It's more about doing the thing to attack the issue, so to speak. So
Yes.
that's just my 2 cents, but nobody's going to like it. And everybody's going to see my nail appointments on Saturdays when I share my screen, but I get my nails done.
Right. It's it, not them. It's all about process. It's all it is. It's it, not them. This is all it is. It just really makes it easy. This is what we do. Yeah, good questions.
Hey, Brian, I'll jump in.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please. Love it. Go, Gary.
So we just started adding sales call visits to their CRM, and it's the weekly sales call visits. So we're in food service distribution. So we
Yes.
see our same customers every week. We're not traveling to visit our customers. So it's very easy to see some of our prospects and our current customers. So what we've asked them to put in their top 10 most important sales call visits for the following week, stating who you're going to see and at what time, right? So kind of going back to your clear future
Yes,
date, which I think
100%.
is awesome. I think of it as Carmel Fire Department because I think that you
Yes,
said
I did.
CFD one time in one of your podcasts.
I did.
So I was thinking of
So
Carmel
funny.
Fire Department.
It's truth.
But so here is where we have seen success with this. Because our sales managers are so closely tied and can visit customers on behalf of our salespeople or with our salespeople, we have been able to connect and help support our team in helping them land some of these new customers. So what our salespeople have been seeing is not the micromanagement, but the much higher level of engagement with their sales leader. So we can visit that customer with them. We can coach them during that visit. And then that just enables them to say, wow, I'm connecting the dots and seeing the value of me putting this stuff on my calendar and having that connection with my leader to help me gain more business and close more deals. So it did start out for us that we were, it started out, I was like, well, you want me to put who I'm going to see and exactly the time? But now as they're starting to see, whoa, it's actually helping close the circle. We've had a lot of success with it. So, I mean, we've just been doing this for a couple of months, but we're starting to see the good results.
Great, man. I love being supportive. Steph heard me say that in a sales call yesterday. This guy was doing all this stuff. I'm like, how can I be supportive to what you're already doing? Totally changes the game on how you took it. This guy was like, I got this, that. I'm like, all right, this guy's got everything figured out. So I'm like, how can I support that with a different voice or maybe a tool, and just changes the whole dynamic. It's great, Gary. Appreciate it. Anybody else? Clarifiers? Okay, we're good. We're over time a little bit. All right. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Like I said, I really appreciate it. It says so much about you that you showed up. Colleen's going to send you the tools and that sort of thing. Y'all know where we are. We'll stay in touch with you.
We'll get a
Peer
little
group, supportive. Yeah, go ahead, Colleen. Oh, we're getting a
Also
gift,
a
yeah.
little gift in your mailbox, little BZ swag from one of our partners. They provided it and it's super cute. I want to steal one for myself. So keep your eyes on your mailbox for that.
It's good.
Let's
Hey,
give it
Hey, Brian, let's
Oh.
say Tuesday. Let's say
Tuesday, you'll get
we'll
the tool for
you
the
get all the-
inspection.
Yep,
Skip and I got
all the
it.
tools on Tuesday.
We got you. See that?
Bye.
Clear future date. What's the date? Tuesday,
21st.
21st, end of day, 5 p.m. at the 5 p.m. Eastern time, 21st. Skip and I'll send you the
4:55.
tools. 4:55 done. See what we do around here? Inspect our own work. Good, Skip. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that's it. Thanks for your time and attention, y'all.
Thanks all.
Thank
See
you.
y'all.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.